Alright, so let's take a little ride in the Jeep Grand Cherokee. So we got this on, you hit that start stop button over there. We got our quad zone temperature going. And so we'll shift into drive with this roller thing here and we will get out of here. Go with the gauges, there we go. Alright, let's get out of here. Right now we're just cruising around in auto mode. Shifts through those gears pretty quickly. We'll see how much body roll we get on this thing. Let's see. So you can see going around this corner at about 60 and it stays pretty planted. It's not too bad. Yeah, despite being a large SUV, or a bigger SUV, feels pretty planted to the ground. We'll get on the freeway here, see how this does. Motor sounds pretty beefy, and we're at 60 there. So it accelerates pretty fast. You know, this the motor in here is a turbocharged 4-cylinder, and that surprised me. I thought it was a 6. It sounds actually pretty beefy, despite being a 4-cylinder. But anyways, that gives you 325 horsepower and 335 foot-pounds of torque or so, as mentioned, and that takes you 0 to 60 in 6.5 seconds, 6.5 to 7.5 seconds. And you can tow 6,600 pounds with it if you have the towing capacity. Oh, the aerodynamic ride height was achieved. So once we start going faster in here, it automatically lowers the car down so it's a little bit more aerodynamic. You know, I always wanted a Jeep SRT8 back in the day, and so it's kind of cool getting to drive the Summit. I've never actually done a review on a Jeep Grand Cherokee before, and so yeah, it's kind of fun. Visibility is pretty good. Right now we have the standard mirror up top, but when we flip this to the rear view camera, and there's that, I think you can kind of change your angle a little bit. Oh, that's the brightness. Oh yeah, you can go up, you can go down by doing that. Leave it there. So now that we're cruising along here, why don't we try this dynamic cruise control that they have. So you'll do that by hitting this button down here, and active driver assist ready, and you hit set, and so we'll set it to about 70, and active driver assist on, stay engaged with the passive driving. Interesting warning there. That's cool. But yeah, now we're cruising along. You can set your follow distance with this button. Right now we have it to the closest. We'll set it to, and you can see it's braking for me there. If you want to go down, then you hit, or if you want to follow closer, then you can do that. So we'll put it on 2. You can see that on the 10-inch heads-up display up there as well. That's pretty nice. And so yeah, now we're cruising with the active driver's assist, and it's braking for us. As you can see, it's holding us at about 62 miles an hour, even though I've set it to 70, so that's nice. This does have a ton of safety features. You know, it has the blind spot monitoring, and oh, now it says hands-free, so I can go hands-free now. Okay, cool. So while we are cruise controlling with hands-free, why don't we get a massage? And so you can turn on that by going to comfort, massage, and I'll turn this on. Please look forward. Still got hands-free going, so that's nice. And we'll just cruise along here and see how this does. and it said to put my hands back on the wheel during this curve, so we will do that. Still controlling my speed, still braking for me and everything. Okay, let's shift into sport. Motor sounds a little bit more burly when you're in sport mode. Revs a little bit higher. You're in the aero suspension level. Yeah, I mean, sport mode feels pretty good when you're going at 60 to 70. When I was driving in the city, it was revving a little bit high for city driving. We'll take a look at that in a little bit too. You can hear a little bit of the turbo noises there. Well, while we're stuck behind this Mitsubishi, why don't we turn on the cruise control again, since he's being lame. And so we'll hit this. Oh, driver assist off, active ready. Okay, 62, 65. The hands-free is still telling me to keep my hands on the wheel, so we will do that. And now it's hands-free. So let's see how we can go about going hands-free. And probably don't need to be in sport mode here considering this guy. Let's adjust the falling distance a little bit closer, apply some pressure on him. While we're doing this, there's also some buttons behind the steering wheel next to your paddle shifters that I felt. So the one on the right is kind of GM-esque. It controls the volume of your audio, so you can hear that here. The one on the left, I'm not sure. Oh. Yeah, as you can hear on that, there's a 19-speaker McIntosh audio system in here. It's a premium audio system, and that has a 950 watt amp in here, and so that does amazingly well. It sounds really good. It's playing some bassier rap, and that thing just bumped. Anyways, gotta love those oblivious Seattle drivers. So we're going around this corner here, 70 miles an hour. Feels pretty good. Not too much body roll. Feels pretty on rails. You can hear some of the turbo. Motor sounds pretty good in sport mode, as you can hear. We get to do a 0 to 60 here in a second. Well, it looks like we do. Zero to 60 time over here. Let's see how we do. These assholes, you don't get to do a 60. Well, it felt pretty good. Pulled on you a little bit, and there was a little bit of a lag in the pedal when you depress the pedal and to take off. So that time for the turbo to spool up and stuff like that. But not bad, not too shabby. Definitely fine for your day to day. Now let's try a little bit of city driving. We're still in sport mode over here. Can't see. Okay. So as you can see, when you're in sport mode, it definitely revs a little bit higher. Steering slightly stiffer. Boy. So why don't we go back to auto? Yeah, the steering definitely lightened up there a little bit. Get a nice view of Lake Washington over here, or Lake Union. I'm off a lot of directions, so not entirely sure. And why don't we try the paddle shifters while we come up to the stop? So manual mode engaged, hold right paddle to exit. Bad, shifts relatively quickly. And overall, doing well going around the city. Oh, there's a car coming up here, so we'll just go up. Yeah, so I think that about wraps up the drive. Overall, the driving experience, I'd say it is pretty good in here. Visibility is good. The hands-free cruise control did better than I anticipated, and so that was pretty decent. Got to drive hands-free for a good amount of time, and the seats are pretty comfortable. The massager, I've been getting a massage this entire ride, and so that feels pretty nice. And the pickup and go, you know, there's a little bit of a sluggishness when the turbo's spooling up, but outside of that, it does pretty well. Nothing to complain about there. Climbing the hill there, did pretty good. And so, yeah, overall, I'd say it's a good all-around driving experience. You know, if you want to go fast, you can drop it into sport mode and have a little bit more of a dynamic driving feel. If you're going off-road, you can use one of these off-road options and have some fun that way. Turning radius is pretty good. Yeah, turning radius is pretty good. And the fuel economy is pretty good. And so, overall, I don't have anything really to complain about in this driving experience. So why don't we get back and we'll do some final thoughts here.